The Golden Joysticks happened, so before I throw it over to Rick for his week, we're going to have a look at that, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We've both got a list open, thanks to you.
Yeah, it's not a problem. These happened literally yesterday as of recording. Like, half of these were already resolved by the time I found out they were on, and I was like, oh, cool, we should probably mention these. So,
Yeah.
Rick, you got a better voice than I do, so why don't you list the awards, and if we want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
Sure. So, Best Audio Design, Astrobot.
Yeah, I've not touched this.
Yeah, me either. Best Soundtrack, FF7 Rebirth. And Best Storytelling, FF7 Rebirth. So, apparently this is the one where it really starts to diverge from the actual FF7 story. So, I'll be interested to play it when it comes to PC.
Yeah, I think Square shot themselves in the foot with that deal.
Yeah, it's so crap, because now by the time that FF16 has come out on PC, it's now so old that I don't care. And apparently that's a poor choice, because apparently it's the best thing they've done in quite some time.
I think the gameplay is great. I think the story is okay. The story isn't Final Fantasy. It's got Final Fantasy in it, but it's not Final Fantasy. At least not to me.
Sure, so it's just a standard Western tropes story that happens to have Ifrit.
It feels like if Game of Thrones was a Final Fantasy.
Sure.
And I think that's the best compliment I can give it, story-wise.
Yeah, because the books stop before it gets shit. Best multiplayer game, Helldivers 2.
By all accounts, this game deserves all the accolades that it qualifies for.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have it, and I feel like I've missed the boat. However, apparently everything that seems to be time-locked in this game is not actually time-locked. It's just, okay, this was an event, and now that faction is now available to everybody.
Oh, fair enough then.
Best visual design, Black Myth Wukong.
This game looks beautiful. I'm generally tempted to maybe grab it at some point in the future when it's on sale.
Yeah, ditto. I saw it when it was in development, and I was like, man, how is this playable? And turns out, they were working with very, very good stuff back then that was like approaching PS5 dev kit level, and then now we're a couple of years into the PS5, and yeah, that's how. Best indie game, Balatro.
I don't know what this is.
This is the it's like a poker game, but like you get modifiers as you progress. Like, okay, jacks now cause you to draw 3, or like tens count as tens or ones or whatever.
That's wild, but okay, fair enough, man.
Yes, so it's like deck building but with poker.
I hate deck building games. Is the problem?
Yeah. A lot of people that play it are really into it, so yeah, power to them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Best indie game self-published, Another Crab's Treasure. This is Sea Souls.
I know, it's on my wish list because it looks so good and is also really goofy.
Yeah. Studio of the Year, Team Asobi for Astrobot.
I don't know why Astrobot is getting so many accolades. There's got to be a reason.
Apparently people like it. These ones are voted by the people, so. Best lead performer, Cody Christian for Cloud in FF7 Rebirth.
Might as well do supporting at the same time.
Yeah, and best supporting performer, Brianna White for Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I don't doubt that both of them did a perfectly fine job.
I know that Brianna White was like a massive fan of Final Fantasy, and like Aerith is her favourite character before she got cast, so
well,
good on her for being able to get it. Yep. Breakthrough Award, Critics' Choice is Balatro.
That's fair.
Still Playing Award for console and PC is Minecraft.
If this is voted for by players, I'm absolutely unsurprised. However, at the same time, Minecraft does not deserve any awards anymore. I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Like, Pirate Software even brought up that they're so lazy with the updates. Like, the things that they vote on to add to the game, you could add in an afternoon, and yet they're just holding everything back to drum up buzz. The Still Playing Award for mobile is Honkai Star Rail.
This game is ass. I don't like it. I mean, I was into Genshin for a while, but I didn't like it. I think I was swallowed up by the hype for Genshin. But Honkai, I was looking forward to Honkai when it was getting a place, going to be able to be played on PlayStation. I played the first bit and I'm like, oh, it's a shit Persona.
Well, I don't mind that, and a lot of people actually prefer that to Genshin, especially if you're playing on mobile, because, the only controls that you have to do is just walking around a town, whereas when you get into a combat, you've got like a more gamified screen,
sure,
as opposed to having to control everything in real time, which is a bit of a fuck when you're on mobile.
Well, but don't forget, when Genshin first came out, it was melting people's phones.
Oh, yeah. Like, Genshin worked on my phone when I first got it. It now would not work on that phone. Yeah, the phone was like 60 degrees.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm not poo-pooing this getting the mobile award is I don't play mobile games. I don't actually know what the alternative is.
Yeah, it's probably frickin' Pokemon Go. PC Game of the Year, Satisfactory.
Yeah, you and I saw this, and we both had the same thought, and it's like, that game's been out for like 700 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, like, I thought these were meant to be for most things that were new, but apparently, yeah, this one gets a look in. Console Game of the Year, Helldivers 2.
I think maybe...
it was a problem when it became a console game. When Sony decided they wanted to clamp down on it.
Just leaping back to the PC Game of the Year, I think the problem is there are so few games that are exclusively PC nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, they've got Helldivers 2 as the console Game of the Year, and that's not console exclusive.
No. As much as Sony wanted it to be.
They tried very hard to fucking kill that game.
Yeah. Well, to their credit, they are, the ones who helped publish it.
I don't care. That doesn't give them the right to do what they did.
Yeah. Most wanted game, GTA 6.
I can understand the people desiring this, especially seeing as Rockstar has milked GTA 5. They never have to make another game again if they don't want to.
No, they can just keep re-releasing GTA 5. It's now spanned 3 console generations.
Well, they don't even need to re-release it. It's just the online is just permanent. That's what they're making their money off of, and and everybody knows it. So much so that Red Dead 2's multiplayer died a gruesome, easy death because no one was paying as much for it. So they're like, fuck it, all the resources go back to GTA Online.
Yep. Critics' Choice, Helldivers 2.
Fine, fair.
Yep. Best Game Expansion, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
I totally agree with this. I think there should be a new category in the other more popular game awards, because we're going to talk about that in a moment.
Yeah, exactly, because this has been added to the Game of the Year category, and this is the first time that DLCs have been added. Maybe just so that it can win. But we'll see. Best Gaming Hardware, the Steam Deck OLED.
Yeah, this is fair. I mean, it's really the only thing that's come out that's worth a damn this year, hardware-wise.
Yeah, pretty much. Because the other thing is what? The PS5 Pro? No, nobody's buying that.
Certainly no one wants it to win an award.
Scalpers. Yeah, the only people buying it are scalpers. Best Early Access Game, Lethal Company.
I haven't touched this, I can't say.
Me either. Best Game Trailer, Helldivers 2.
I will say, I think they're wrong, because it's Hades 2 that should be there.
Oh, the Early Access game, yeah.
Best Game Trailer, Helldivers 2, fine. I don't really pay much attention to trailers.
Yeah, I try to avoid trailers as much as I can, having shot myself in the foot already by telling people that I looked at the Black Myth Wukong pre-release material. Best Game Adaptation, Fallout. We both love this.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. I can't think of many other adaptations that came out this year that, even in general, that were good.
Yeah, because, they brought out the Yakuza series, and apparently that's just, soulless.
It's one of those ones where, the moment where I was like, fine, I will live and let live with it, but I'm not going to watch it, is they've been saying since the beginning, to give them credit, that it's going to be familiar characters done a different way, which means anyone who went into that series expecting it to be the games but brought onto screen was a fucking idiot.
Yeah. You're not going to have people, and you're not going to have suds, man.
Okay. By the way, we skipped over Streamer's Choice, which was chained together. I'm not familiar with this, but fair enough.
Oh, yes. I don't know about this either. And Ultimate Game of the Year, Black Myth Wukong. And they called it Ultimate Game of the Year to separate it from the Game of the Year Awards from the Game of the Year Awards.
Yeah, I'm also pretty confident that's why they called it that. It's basically this is the best game this year. This is what you voted for. And to be honest with you, I can see why. My only issues with Black Myth Wukong is the fact that the studio that made it are very greasy.
Yes. You've got a lot of the worst people in the world singing their praises because they have been doing things that agree with the worst people in the world.
Yeah. Apart from that, though, the game actually looks pretty solid and pretty fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a mechanic during a boss fight that I've been spoiled on, but I don't care because it's so cool and so fun. I won't spoil it for people, but it's funny and it's great.
Yeah. So, good stuff all around.